to another edition of the Independent Sponsor Update, brought to you by Frisch Capital Partners, where every day Frisch Capital is helping independent sponsors put together the capital that they need to purchase their companies. So, Bob, today I want to talk about one of the questions that we get asked a lot, or it's almost a conversation we have with independent sponsors when we begin a conversation about their deal and putting together the capital. Okay. And it usually starts with something along the lines of, well, I spoke to a buddy of mine, or I called this capital source, and they said that the deal should be done like this. How would you respond to that? Because you're already laughing at this point.
The market we operate in, the market independent sponsors operate in, and therefore my company that helps independent sponsors buy companies operates in, is inefficient, is the best way I can put it. It is not the stock market. It's not the bond market. It is a market where the proposals and the term sheets we get in on any specific transaction can be the difference between night and day.
So, for example, you're saying if you had multiple equity players giving you term sheets for a specific deal, you might have the same equity you're asking for from all three groups, and they might get totally different term sheets.
Absolutely, and it's shocking. I mean, it really is shocking. But when you peel the onion back, it makes a lot of sense. Some of the equity sources are extremely interested in this industry, or they like the independent sponsor, or they know a lot about this company or the industry, etc., etc. So their proposals are therefore very, very good, and they're different and even better than the average proposal we might get from another shop.
Gotcha. So give me an example of this that you've experienced recently.
Well, we recently worked on a mid-sized market transaction. It was about $24 million transaction. And it was a deal that the independent sponsor had the letter of intent and he could buy the company. And he had spoken to a few shops and they had made sort of indications of interest and what is often called an IOI, or indication of interest. And they had put some proposals on a couple of proposals on the table. What was interesting about that is this is the way the independent sponsor thought that deal had to be. Well, we got involved, they hired us, and we got involved, and the deal we ended up with was dramatically different from those proposals, and not only different from the amounts of dollars we're talking about, but the equity that my client got at the end of the day, and his fees at the end of the day, because, again, it's an inefficient market, and we exploit that inefficiency. That's what my company does.
So you were able to bring in competition, and even though they said this is our term, you were able to bring in the competition, negotiate a better deal for the independent sponsor than he would have gotten normally.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it makes a lot of sense. That's what we do. We're in the market day in, day out. We know these capital sources. We go pretty wide, very wide, in talking to them about our various deals. And because of that inefficiency, we get fantastic deals that are often dramatically different from the ones that independent, take back that example, that one or two that they might have already gotten at the beginning.
So to sum up, guys, there's never one way a deal should be done. So if you hear that, don't take that as the end-all, be-all. And that's really the benefit that I hear you saying you're bringing to the table with independent sponsors you're working with. You're going wide within the scope of their deal, bringing in competition so that even when certain people say they don't want to do it or this is how they think it should be done, you're able to exploit the inefficiencies to get the best deal possible for an independent sponsor.
You said it great. There's no doubt about it.
Perfect. Well, thanks, guys. Check out the other independent sponsor update videos to learn the tips and techniques about how to make your experience as an independent sponsor as successful as possible. Also, learn more by visiting frischcapital.com. That's Frisch capital.com. Check the links below. Check out everything you need to be successful in your next company purchase. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Bob.
Thanks, Drew.